All right, we love to talk about it here. Browns quarterbacks. One more time. Browns quarterbacks. And now we'll add Joe Thomas to this. The other day I went out. The Browns had their charity golf tournament out in Aurora. I went out to the country club. They said they were going to have Joe Thomas available. And he had said a few nice things about Cody Kessler, but I really wanted to kind of talk to him some more. And one of the things I do when I'm talking to players about other players is I listen to how much do they volunteer. Most of the time they're going to say something very nice about a teammate or whatever. But, you know, if they're not really sure about the guy or they don't want to get into it, it's kind of a cliched, short-term, you know, 5-word, 10-word, maybe 15-word answer. But when it came to Joe Thomas talking about Cody Kessler, he talked quite a bit. First of all, that made me think, well, Joe Thomas has been here since 2007. Think about the quarterbacks he's played with. How about this? His first quarterback in his first game lasted only one half. That quarterback, Charlie Fry, 2007, the Browns playing the Steelers. They're getting hammered at halftime. Romeo Crennel was the coach. He pulls Fry out, puts Derek Anderson in the second half. Anderson plays the rest of the season. The Browns go, in fact, 10-6 that year. Joe Thomas probably thought he was with a good team. He had no clue what was coming. Charlie Fry was the first of 20 different starting quarterbacks Joe Thomas has played with the Browns. 20 different starting quarterbacks. I'm not even talking about guys coming in off the bench when somebody gets hurt. 20 different starters. So if nothing else, he's had a lot of bad quarterbacks to look at. So, all right, when we got to talking about Kessler, he began to say that he thought between his first and second year, Kessler would make a real jump. And I said, well, Joe, why? Tell me why. And then he went on, again, this is where he became expansive, and I realized he was actually believing most if not all, what he was saying, which was that he said, think about it. A year ago at this time, he was rated the third quarterback behind RG3 and Josh McCown. He had not really seen the offense before. He was not getting very many reps or attention from coaches because they were trying to get RG3 ready, and, you know, McCown was your number 2. He said so he had very few reps, new to the league, wasn't even supposed to play at all, and in true Browns fashion, Game 1, RG3 gets hurt. Game 2, Josh McCown gets hurt. Game 3, Cody, you're starting. And he ended up starting 8 games on a team that had been stripped down. As Joe said, you know what? They actually figured out they need more offensive linemen. Of course, an offensive lineman would say that, but it happened to be true. You know, the Browns led the league by giving up 66 sacks. A lot of them were with Kessler playing. Kessler suffered 2 concussions. He had 8 starts, and 3 of the starts he didn't finish because of injuries. And Thomas talked about how, you know, it was just almost an impossible situation for this rookie on this team to play. The other thing Joe talked about was he thought Kessler has increased his arm strength a little bit. I asked him about that. He said he had been watching him throw. He said he has the intangibles, the intelligence, the preparation, the guts that you want in a quarterback. I mean, he's not trying to turn a guy into Otto Graham or Bernie Kosar or whatever. You know, Thomas is like the rest of us. Can the Browns find a viable quarterback? You know, for example, Brian Hoyer was pretty much a viable quarterback when he was healthy here that you could win some games with. So Thomas endorsed Kessler. We'll see how it works out, but I thought it was a heartfelt endorsement, and that made me feel better about the Browns and Kessler.